And so this is 4.5, lesson 1A. And the first question, stroke occurs when the blood flow to part of the brain is interrupted by a blood clot, resulting in the death of brain cells. So number one, a stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is interrupted by a blood clot. So 1A is, what does the stroke result in? The death of brain cells. I'll give you a couple seconds to get that. And I'll just keep checking my chat room to see if you have a question. So again, I'll repeat number one, then I'll move on to number two. Number one, a stroke occurs when blood flow to part of the brain is interrupted by a blood clot, resulting in 1A, the death of brain cells. So next question, what can stroke also be caused by? A stroke can also be caused by bleeding into the brain tissue. And again, technically that's called an aneurysm. A stroke can be caused by bleeding into the brain tissue. That was question two. Question three, what age group are strokes most common? They're most common in older people, but younger people can get a stroke for those reasons. You would have to think physical trauma, heat exhaustion, can cause a young person to have stroke-like symptoms. So again, what can stroke also be caused by? Bleeding into the brain. And what age group are strokes most common? Older people. So what are TIAs? TIA is a good abbreviation because it stands for something that's hard to spell. I'll say the words and then I'll spell them. TIAs stand for transient ischemic attacks. Transient is TRANSIENT. And what that word means is that it comes and goes. Transient means TRANSIENT. Ischemic is ISCHEMIC. Ischemic is ISCHEMIC. Transient ischemic attacks. Attacks, hopefully you could spell. Ischemic is ISCHEMIC. And that's the idea. That word pertains to a blood clot, circulatory system, and stroke. So transient ischemic attacks, answers 4. And 4A, what is another term for TIA? Mini strokes. And that's what most people commonly call mini strokes. Does anybody have any questions on 1 through 5? Okay, I can't get my chat room open now, but take yourself off mute. If you have a question, let me know. All right. 6 through 13. 6 through 13 is face, arm, speech, time. Face, arm, speech, time. Okay, face. Ask the person to smile, question mark. Arm. Ask the person to raise both arms. Speech. Ask the person to say a simple sentence. T is time, and I'll read through those again. I'm going to put the graphic up. Face. F stands for face, and you're asking the person to smile. And if you notice any drooping or weakness on one side of the face, we're calling 911. So for the notes, you just have to write face, ask the person to smile. Arm. You can call it arms, but on the quiz, put arm. Ask the person to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward or appear to be weak? Arm. Ask the person to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward or appear to be weak? Speech. Ask the person to repeat a simple sentence. Ask the person to repeat a simple sentence. Speech. Ask the person to repeat the simple sentence. T, time. If the person has trouble performing any of these actions, shows any other signs or symptoms of stroke, note the time. You could write down note the time. We want to know how long they have had the symptoms. That's going to dictate the treatment. So face, arm, speech, time. Try to open my chat room here. Oh, won't open. Yeah. Balls. Does anybody have any questions on 1 through 13? And that it was 6 through 13 is fast. Face, arm, speech, time, and the questions. So you should type the questions down too.
I'm sorry, what did you say for 5?
5?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have skipped that. Sorry. Why should immediate medical attention be sought for TIAs? Because TIAs could lead to a more permanent stroke.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. TIAs could lead to, for number 5, could lead to a more permanent stroke. And I did have a colleague whose mom had TIAs, and they caught it, and they were able to get her the medical attention she needed. Again, the biggest risk factors for stroke and all this, ladies and gentlemen, is smoking, poor diet, age, gender, lack of exercise. So it's the same as a heart attack. And another question was, can we get a blood clot anywhere? Yes, we can get a blood clot anywhere. And I gotta stop recording. I keep going up there.